passion. They want a shadow ban and shadow talk. They want a shadow ban and shadow talk. Social media gon' get you banned. All that clout chasing, trying to get a fan. Instagram models getting banned. Abu Dhabi, they in the sand. I'm in the Hobby Lobby, I got a clothing brand. Yeah, I'm the man.
Yo. Get those spirit guns loaded. We are back. Shadow Talk Podcast. Ali Kazam, Shadow Urameshi with the one and only, my G, members only.
What's happening, bro?
What's going on, my brother?
Not much, man.
Yes, sir. Man, cooler, man. Good to see you, man. This is a great time for Mobile right now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff bubbling in Mobile. I feel like Mobile is headed in a direction where maybe this year or next year it's about to be a volcano eruption nationally.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was talking to my homeboy earlier today, and he was telling me like he feels hip hop is headed in a direction back to authenticity.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I can't wait to see it from my own eyes for sure. Cause sometimes because you got so much of the BS
Right.
and the mumble, all that out there that's taking over.
Facts.
It's sometimes hard to see authenticity within all of that. It's like it's sprinkled around.
No, you ain't lying.
So it's like, but yeah, I believe in it though, for
Yeah.
sure. But I'm not the only one out here that's striving for that in that type of movement
Right.
and whatnot. So, and yeah, I'm all for it.
Right. I think a big reason of that is because obviously the industry and a lot of these labels, a lot of these artists they put on is cash grabs. You know what I mean? It's like I'm looking for numbers, and if it generates and catches buzz, yeah, let me put my money behind that. And then after that, I'm gonna dispose of it, right?
Yeah.
So it's easier for them to deal with that. Because think about it. Instead of dealing with a legacy act that I'm gonna have to deal with for 20 plus years and do renegotiations and blah 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 blah.
True.
That's too much for them. But in the same breath, it's gonna lead to the demise of these labels if they don't respect the art.
Yeah, that's fact.
You know? So, and then with somebody like you, the last show you did, I believe it was the All Vibes joint.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was watching your performance on that. That was a fire performance, bro.
Sure.
Like you are that dude, for real. That was fire, bro. So where do you get your style from, man? What do you who influenced you coming up?
I mainly was influenced by the culture.
Yeah.
When I say that, a little bit of everybody. If it was good music, if it sounded good, I grew to it.
Yeah.
And I learned from it, and I pay attention to the different sounds, and then I don't know. I guess when people say you have an inclined ear,
Yeah.
for certain sounds, and you know what sound good.
Right.
So it's like I typically don't follow a certain person, but I tend to like to learn from everyone.
Wise word, a whole lot of shadow talk.
Yeah. So I mean, the entire culture growing up, especially from the old school.
Yeah.
Just learning from how they put music together, the hard work and dedication and the practice that they put into it is what makes it so perfect, damn near. And something that lasts forever.
Right on.
So that's the type of time that I'm on, man.
Man, that's beautifully said. Beautifully. Because like my thing is, that's my point of emphasis on a lot of younger artists coming up. I've been trying to get them to understand, like, hey, if you do study the past, it's actually gonna help you find your sound, find your style. Because there's nothing new under the sun. It's already been done. Obviously right now it'll be a more modern version, but you got to do your research. You got to do your studies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when we were first coming up in hip hop was so like it was the cool thing to be scholarly and to know about hip hop facts and knowledge and you know what I'm saying. I feel like nowadays a lot of these artists coming up, they're so prideful about not knowing nothing. No, I don't know who Biggie is. No, I don't know who this is. No, and they say it boldly, and it's just I don't like that. I think it's gonna you're shooting yourself in the foot when you do that. You should like you said, you should want to learn from the past.
Yeah, it's to a point where they don't even care. They're like, man, that's old shit. I ain't worried about that, man. We on to some new stuff. We getting money. That's how they look at it. So what it is, man. But I look at it like it makes it easier for the authentic people to stand out more.
True.
Because back then when the music was great, it was damn near everywhere. So it was great talent all over the place. So nowadays, because it's not based off of talent, more so about money grab, quick money grab, it's easy to stand out. It's kind of tough because the bullshit stands out more than ever because it's all about a quick high.
Real shallow talk. Right.
So
Right.
it's like
Everything's momentary.
yeah, it's all fast food.
Right.
That's all it is.
Real shallow
So,
talk.
but when you really get people to tap in, they really appreciate your music.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. I mean, look at Cole's fan base.
Yeah.
Right? Like he grew that fan base over the years, and man, it's like he can't do no wrong in their eyes, you know?
Yeah.
They love that dude, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you did make a good point because I've heard that topic being talked about. I heard someone say like back in the day there used to be universal hits. It's a hit that everybody knew across every age group. It's like now with social media, it's these micro influenced hits to where it's like your niche crowd knows it, but maybe the whole world doesn't.
Yeah.
But it's still a hit because it's getting numbers and it's generating, you know what I mean? So it's like, how do we get back to getting those universal hits? That's a tough question, ain't it?
I say, the only way to get back to those, to where it's universal is when everyone starts back being themselves and stop following the next person. Because what it is, what I've learned is it's all about hurrying up and jumping on a train that works. And when that train stops, get off and jump on another one. It's no longer about authenticity anymore. Authenticity. That's what it's
I
called.
like how you said that. That's a real dope analogy. Go on one train, when it stops, you hop on the next one.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
That's all it is. Because it's all about getting money and becoming rich off
Right.
of views and
That's true.
and listens.
Yeah.
It's just quick. And it's all about I've been in certain I've paid to be in certain like groups and stuff like that before just to learn more about social media, and these people basically say just copying people. And what we're doing is, even though we feel horrible about it, but what we're doing is creating brain rot. That's all that shit is.
Right.
So it goes all the way down to the music,
True.
even with the brain rot. So
True.
it's like everybody just wants something that, and then you got to think about the shock value in a lot of music as well too.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
a really good point.
When to a
Right.
point where you used to be like shunned for having garbage music. Yeah, it was a
Very much.
it was a certain little demographic for all the trash ass music,
Yeah.
but it was so small.
Yeah.
Now it's so big, and the good music is like so small. It's like they switch places nowadays. So the trash music, it gets the most attention because
Yeah.
it's so bad. People can't stop listening. They can't stop watching it because it's that bad. You feel me? It's almost like like people want to go through that.
Yeah.
Through that negativity.
Right.
It's almost like positivity is born nowadays.
Wow.
It's easier to indulge in negativity because it feels that it gives you some sort of thrill, some
Right.
sort of high.
Right.
And of course, that plays into what everyone is chasing nowadays.
Yeah.
On social media, when you're just scrolling, you get a high.
Yeah.
Every single video, and you can't stop.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, man.
But I think people's dopamine is burnt out now, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're getting so much stimulation from everything. Social media, the music, just, oh man, it's just so much going on. It's like, maybe a lot of y'all need to get off social media just to recenter yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that unfortunately, unless social media just shuts down, then it'll never happen. Because you got people that's making money, and you got people that use social media in order to cope in their day-to-day life.
Right.
Like I say, it's a drug.
Right.
So, yeah, man, people go every day. Like when they get off of work from a long day, they're like, damn, I only got like a couple hours left.
Boy, I gotta go to sleep.
Boy, I gotta go to sleep. I might well just
doom scroll the whole
doom
time.
scroll. I done got there and eat, I'm full, and scroll until I fall asleep.
Right.
So, it becomes a bad habit, man. So
I ain't gonna lie. Hey, Nick, how many minutes we into the pod?
9.
We 9 minutes into the pod, and I'm loving this, bro. This man is dropping so much shadow
Yeah,
talk.
yeah.
Like, no lie. Like, you don't put me on this. I never even thought about that. Like, social media is a drug. Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's really wise. Because when social media first hit, I never looked at it like that. You know what I'm saying? When it was just the forums and when Facebook first hit, it was like a check-in. You check in and check out. You know what I mean? Now it's like you're idle. You're just there. You know what I mean? And it's consuming too much of y'all's time. Um, just imagine what would happen if there was some type of shutdown or something, and people just had to go outside and just get back to just normality. You know what I'm saying?
Some people lose their minds, if not off themselves, to be honest.
You think so?
I mean, like I said, it's people that's they make everyday money off social media.
That's true. That's true.
You know, and that's how they make their bread because
I'm not mad at y'all making money.
yeah,
I get it. You know.
They're like, I ain't trying to work no 9 to 5. So
Yeah, for sure, bro.
imagine, you got it so good at just streaming or playing video games or kicking with your buds and you just recording and that's how you make your money. Now imagine that shit get taken away and you got to go back on the line.
Facts. But it goes back to what you said earlier too, when you were saying how jumping on one train to another, right? Well, think about the rappers. You said it earlier, because if the money's running dry in rap, they jump to streaming. Now you got these rappers streaming.
Podcasts.
Yeah, podcasts as well. And it's like that right there lets me know you're not in it for the love of the craft, the love of rap, the love of hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I was asking you what some of your influences were, because today it seems like a lot of artists that are coming out, they're more so influenced just by the current stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they just jump out right away. When we were coming up, you kind of had to develop yourself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Find your style a little bit, and then you know what I'm saying, jump out there. Which leads me to the next thing I want to talk about, which is how we first met. Right? First time I met, I just want to make sure that's your artist name, right? Members Only. Yeah. Okay, cool. First time I met Members Only, we was at Song for Song. That's where I met him. Shouts to my boy Dre Day. And I remember Dre Day was doing something really cool. He was like, "Yo, we finna start doing these rehearsals. Y'all come over, and we're gonna give y'all some good critiques on what to improve and what to do and this, that, the third, right?" And it wasn't really a lot of us that showed up, but me, you, and I think a few other people showed up, and we showed up a few days. And I have a funny story I was telling them earlier about it. It was just so funny because when bro got up in there, like you rehearsed, it was solid. I rehearsed, it was solid. Like everything, there was nothing that you would have thought was out of the norm, right? Man, when I tell y'all, when it was showtime, this man showed out. You know what I'm saying? The theatrics, the choreography, how you dressed. Like, I forgot what you wore that night. What did you wear that night? Was it like a suit or?
I had switched my outfit like 3 times.
Before you got up there? Like that day?
No, because we had.
On stage.
We had 3 rounds.
Right.
The first round, it was like a button down with plaid pants, and the second round was like a gold shirt.
Right.
With it was like a gold shirt with black pants, and the third round was like an olive green jacket and shit like that.
That's genius. I'm gonna tell y'all why that's genius, because if anybody that was there had multiple people, which they did, take different shots, you would have thought this dude had 3 different shows from 3 different dates. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was very, very impressed because, going into competitions like that, my mentality, and I'll give y'all some context. Song for Song is basically a competition platform where artists go up there and then they have judges.
Yeah.
And, you like you were saying, you go around 3 rounds, you go round for round and whatnot. I think I made it to like 3rd or 2nd place. I was somewhere in the runner-ups. And I remember going into it, my mentality was really like, I'm just really big on performance. So I was just like, you know what? I know a lot of people don't, especially in the South, they don't do backing vocals. I mean, they do backing vocals. They don't perform without their backup vocals. So I knew I had an advantage there. I was like, I'm gonna go into it and just perform on the mic so they can see the professionalism, right? And then when I seen you perform, you took it another level higher, just with the theatrics of everything. So I want to talk to you about that. How difficult was setting all that up, you know, choreographing everybody and getting all that together?
Difficult, I would say, I wouldn't really say it was difficult. I would more so say tedious. Like we had to, let's say for the first round, that was the first round. Damn, what was it? I rap old fashioned.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's a dope track.
Yeah, and then the second round is when I had the backup dancers. So the backup dancers were my cousins, and we grew up.
Oh,
We
nice.
grew up.
Y'all got a synergy.
Dancing and shit.
Oh, that's
you
what's
know.
up. That's what's up.
Like our family is like damn near like a entertainment dancing ass type of family. So we grew up with like little living room talent shows and shit like
Oh,
that.
that's
We
dope.
used to do shit like that. So we didn't even won step shows as a family.
Wow.
So it was like so I was just like, shit, man, this one of them times let's kind of like bring it back. So I reached out to my cousins, and you know they was down, they was with it. So
That's amazing.
put the practices together, put the choreography together, and shit, we was just consistent with it, and
Mm-hmm.
it paid off. You know, got the ideas, put our heads together about the attires, the outfits, and shit like that,
Mm-hmm.
and went from there. Other than that, man, I be going off a lot of this shit off head. Unless I got stuff like a choreography with backup dancers and stuff like that, I tend to move. I'm pretty good with going off the head when it comes to performing and stuff like that. So, but yeah, other than that, it wasn't really difficult. Nah,
Now, was it premeditated? Like when you were going into it, did you know you were gonna do that? Like I'm gonna do a big spectacle, or was it more like leading up to it? You were like, yeah, I want to stand out.
yeah, I knew I was gay. I was gonna have to.
So
I
that's
wanted to go big.
gotcha. So that's the type of person you are. You like to go big.
Yeah, I like to come to where it's undeniable.
Mm,
Like I like to hit in
I love that.
in a way where it's like, oh, we won't forget about him.
I
Like I
love
like to
that.
leave my mark, leave
Absolutely.
my print, whatnot.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm big on impact. For sure.
Most definitely. Well, I mean, we're still talking about it today, so you know, obviously, it's not forgotten. You know, and then that led to the Song for Song Winner Circle,
Yeah,
which I believe was a few years later, and that was the concept of that was all the past champions coming. Was it a competition?
yeah,
Oh, okay. I thought it was more of a concert, but okay, it was a competition, and y'all go perform. And that one was held at Soul Kitchen, and the big part of it in the back.
yeah,
And it was a huge showing, man. Like Dre Day really showed out. Like that was awesome, man.
yeah.
How was that night for you?
It was dope. It was dope. It was definitely one of the best nights in music for me. But song for song is a big part of me. That's how I look at it.
Right on.
Because I didn't. There's no other platform that I really rock with like that. And like people like Slate and Dre.
Rest in peace to my guy Slate.
Yeah, man, they the ones who Slate seen it in me, and Slate introduced me to Dre,
Yeah.
and then it went on from there.
Yeah.
So it was like once I seen that Dre's platform was diverse and it was fair.
Mm-hmm.
It was all about
Mhm.
like if you got real talent, we gonna know.
Yeah, and it's multi-genre. It's not
Yeah.
just rap or hip hop.
Yeah, just diverse all around. That's what I love. So I'm like, okay, I got a platform where I can really show my ass.
Mm-hmm.
I could really, really
Mm-hmm.
get to the pen.
Bro, that last song you performed, I swear it was like everybody in the crowd was like focused on you. Like it was so engaging, and
Yeah.
I forgot what song that was. It was the very last song you did.
It was old fashioned.
It was old fashioned. Okay, it probably was old fashioned.
Yeah.
Man, you had the whole crowd engaged, man. I remember I was looking, I was like, yo, this dude performing his ass off right now. Like this shit is so dope. You know what I'm saying? Like it was very inspiring, man. I love hearing like just great hip hop on a big stage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, bro.
Because one thing I want y'all to know is anybody that's pushing originality, especially in rap, like you want them to go further in life and win because it's gonna pave the way for you to win as well. You know what I'm saying? Because like you were saying earlier, when it's so much, you know, individuals that are here for the cloud or here for a quick cash grab, you know, it's a lot of selfishness in that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So oh, perfect. So that was really, really dope when you do that, bro. Phenomenal performance. So when you did, and by the way, he won both of them, y'all. He won the first one, then he won the second one. You know what I'm saying? So, what doors did those platforms end up opening for you since then?
When I won the first song for song, I opened up for Scarface. I think that was like his last performance in Mobile or something like that.
Woo!
Yeah,
Scarface, the legend.
that was a big stage right there.
Wow.
Big ass stage. Yeah, that was a big moment for me for sure.
Wow.
I wish the sound was better, but
What was wrong with the sound? Was it the mic?
it was like when you go towards the front, can't really hear yourself.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
when I'm performing, I'm listening to everything.
Right.
So I can tell when sound is moving.
Yeah.
So I be having to go back to where the speakers is.
So you can hear yourself.
Yes, I can hear myself. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, I sound just so out of it.
Right.
But yeah, man. That was dope.
I've definitely had those moments before where you can't, and that's when I ended up learning those artists that have those little things in their ear. That's just their music playing with the vocals, so they can hear where they're at, and they just keep going. But we ain't got that right now. We want to come up.
I be thinking about that though. Like that's a big investment.
It's a good investment though.
Yeah, I've been on
Real.
it for a long time.
Because then you could have your DJ playing your music with the vocals in your ear, but then they're hearing you perform.
Yeah, then I don't have to worry about a mic or freehand.
Exactly. So it's a great step up, man. But no, man, let's talk about your future ventures and what you got coming up, man. So what's in store for the future of Members Only?
Um, Becoming the new face, Mobile, man, the new face of Alabama. For real, just kind of just trying to pave a new way, to bring back a golden sound of music back where everything sounded good.
Yeah.
To the point where you might want to inspire people to go back to that old sound of good making music to where you tap into yourself where you look at it like, damn, I don't want to sound like him. I want to sound like me. I want to know what he sound like.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody sounded like back then. Everything was diverse.
So true.
So might just have to. I'm just trying to start a new wave. But in a modern day way.
I think we just gotta make it the cool thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to make that cool again because nowadays you get called old or you be like, oh man, that music, that's old music or this that.
I go through that all the time too, bro. It's like, no, this ain't got nothing to do with old. It's like it's about especially nowadays when you're trying to push towards a new sound but still keep it hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Great example. You think about like Griselda. They're tapping into those kind of like older sample type of beats.
Yeah.
But they modernized it and added their own spin to it. You feel me? Yeah. But no, you're spot on, bro. During the 90s golden era, even the 80s, bro, everybody had their own style.
Even the 2000s.
Yeah, even the 2000s. And me and you grew up in the blog era. The blog era was the last golden era. Real talk. Because think about everybody that came out of the blog era. You got Big Crit, Kendrick, Cudi, Drake. I mean, Danny Brown. I mean, it's so many people I can name, bro. It's like 2,000-3,000 people I can name. So yeah, that was the last kind of golden era. I think the shift happened around 2014 for me because I remember 2013 is when Born Center came out, Yeezus came out, Jay-Z's Magna Carta. Everybody dropped that year. Yeah. Everybody. And I was so happy for hip hop that year because I was like, oh man, if this is the future of hip hop, boy, we headed towards phenomenal times. And then the very next year, the two biggest artists, and this ain't no knock on them, I'm just making an observation. The two biggest artists the very next year were Future and Young Thug. And I was just like, dang, You know what I'm saying? Like I respect it, but I was just like, man, that's not what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? but no, I love what you're saying, bro. So for us to usher into this new age, uh, what are some of the things that you feel like, even outside of just what you're gonna do, that you feel like the culture needs to do?
I say,
I know one topic people talk about a lot is going back to regional music,
what's that?
like everyone sounding like their region, like Atlanta rap, Cali rap, you know what I mean?
West Coast.
East Coast rap.
Oh,
Because now it's so with the internet, every like if a hot song goes off, everybody sounds like that. Like remember when drill went off? Then you got Brooklyn drill, you got Chicago drill, you got drill everywhere, UK drill, Central C. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, what we
yeah,
doing?
but see, it's a little different because see, with me, okay, I make I make I be on the West Coast type of flavor sometimes, and that's because I grew up on G funk. I grew up on funk. Period.
Yeah.
You know, all from that comes back from the oldies. You feel me?
Mhm.
Like Zapp and Roger and shit like that.
Mm.
You know, so going all the way up there, you find out about G funk. I'm like, oh shit. You know, I'm trying to goddamn. This sounds good, and they rapping with it.
Yeah.
So I kind of grew up on California style music anyway, from Easy E to Dr. Dre to Snoop Dogg to all of these cats out there.
Wow.
But I mean, that's just as a kid because the music sounds good. It was fun.
Right.
So I grew up on that along with other different types of music as well. But that kind of also plays into my development, man. I don't really like. I can't really sound like. I know how to sound southern,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to sound ignorant. And not to say that the South is ignorant or nothing like that, but the representation for the South tends to come off pretty ignorant.
That's true.
At least the ones that's in the
That's true.
spotlight.
Right. Right.
So I want to be a different type of representation where it's like we're not just known for gangster rap.
Yeah.
You feel me? Trap music and stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I'm on, bro. And yeah, like I said, just paving a new way, man. Just to show these people that it's some great talent out here.
For sure.
Just keep looking.
For sure.
And
That was definitely a big thing for years was the knock on the South of like, oh man, yeah, a lot of y'all's music lacks intelligence, da da da. Until we started popping out and showing like, oh, where you think so? Well, we got Andre 3000, we got Scarface, we got Devin the Dude, we got Jay Electronica, we got Big Crit, we started really showing out throughout the decades. But I think that I could be wrong because I think you know a lot more about Cali, and I would like to know about this. From my perspective, it looks like Cali holds up Pac like this. You know what I'm saying? Like they put him on such a high pedestal. Is that true?
I don't know, man. I mean, I would think because I mean, it kind of comes off shit like the world does. Kind of have Tupac on a pedestal as if like he's like the Michael Jackson of rap.
That's why I was asking because sometimes you'll get confused, and then when you go to the actual state, they don't hold the person to that regard. It's just the whole world does. That's why I was making sure. The reason why I bring that up is because when you think about the South, we don't hold our legends to that high esteem level and give them the praise they deserve, i.e., Andre 3000. Um, or even when I think about Big Crit, because I'm like, how is Big Crit not in the conversation with Cole, Kendrick, Drake, all like the man has an illustrious catalog. You know what I'm saying? The South needs to start supporting their own in a way that, you know, the rest of the world sees like, oh yeah, they really support, you know what I'm saying, their artists. And I think we do, but it's not on the scale of other regions I've noticed, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I just want to jump into some other topics too, just to get into, your background and who you are as a person. So I know one thing you were promoting because I'm plant based myself. What got you into that, and what kind of hipped you to that?
um, well, I mean, I'm more so like I like to be like my music. I like to be diverse. You know, I like to have a little bit of a vegan, a little bit of a alkaline, a little bit of a plant based. As long as it's all coming from the earth.
Right on.
You know, I feel like anything from the earth is of God.
Right on.
Anything else is man-made from a factory, a plant,
Right.
whatever, science lab, and obviously it's not created
Yeah.
for us.
Absolutely.
You know,
Ultra processed, a lot of that stuff.
yeah, addictive. You know, sweeteners and dyes and all that type of stuff. The more conscious I start becoming and awakening, I started becoming to a lot of the things we've been putting in our bodies since we were kids. And it's even worse nowadays than it was back then.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man, I'm just more protective of myself and my loved ones when it comes to this because there's a warfare on the foods and, you know, it's a spiritual warfare out here too.
Absolutely.
So it's like people just gotta tap into themselves and just become more aware of what's going on out here in the world, what you're being fed, and a lot of stuff that's going on right in front of us. A lot of us don't see.
Mm.
So it's like it's a rabbit hole for me, man. Since I was 18 years old, I became more conscious of things, and I just wanted to do better for myself.
Yeah.
And it's not all about trying to live forever. It's just all about
Quality of life.
Yeah, quality of life. Man, I want to feel good while I'm still here.
Absolutely.
You know, because eventually that shit catch up with you.
Absolutely.
Everything that you put in your body,
Right.
whether it's from processed meat, you know, or just fake food, period. That shit stacks up on you. As you get older, it's not as easy to process as it is when you were younger.
Right.
And that shit start catching up. Now you got cancer. Now you got this and that. Diabetes and shit. Right. You know? So I like to start pretty early.
Right.
You know, and then if I want to have a family and shit like that, I keep in mind that I want my family to thrive and be healthy, you know, not having hypertension and, you know, can't pay attention and shit like that because you're hyped up on high fructose corn syrup and shit like that.
If only we knew that back then, man.
Yeah,
so true.
man.
So true.
So yeah, that's how I wound up on that journey, man. Just becoming more food conscious, and I don't live by a certain title or brand. I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like living by titles.
I agree with that too.
But
that's why I be saying plant based for myself because when you tell people vegan, they have some type of, you know, image of what that is.
Yeah, it's just when you put a title on yourself, you have to live by certain standards.
Yeah,
and there are expectations that are set by everyone else that you're saying you're this by. So they're like, okay, so you have to basically go by the book.
Right.
Me, I don't like that, man. I like to just choose healthier options.
Right.
That's how I live my life every day. Like if it's because I'm aware, like you know, we may not have money every single day, and sometimes you gotta make some options just to eat.
Yeah.
So whichever one is the best option out of those two, go for that. So that's how I look at it, man. Like regardless of what I got in front of me, just choose the healthier option for you.
Absolutely, bro.
That's it.
I think a lot of people, they just from my years, just hearing what people say, I think a lot of dialogue I hear is like, oh man, I'm stuck in my ways. I'm already this many years into eating like this. I'm just gonna keep eating like this.
Yeah.
And then another thing I hear, and with that is like they'll say, well, you only got one life. I only got one life to live, anyways. I'm gonna just eat whatever I want. But it's like that's a contradiction, because if you have one life to live, why not make the absolute best of it? You know what I'm saying? Instead of this mentality of I'm just gonna drink and eat and do whatever I want and intake anything. I don't care. We're all gonna die one day anyways. It's like, what type of mentality is that, bro?
It's drugs, bro. It's drugs in the food, man. It's the addiction. It's the same type of addiction from when, like, when you're on real drugs, whether it's heroin, crack, or whatever, you're gonna make some type of excuse to stay home.
Whole lot of shadow talk he just dropped.
Sometimes.
That's very true.
It's
Because when you read the ingredients, a lot of stuff, there's so many chemicals in it. It's obviously creating chemical imbalances in your brain, which in turn creates addiction.
Yeah. Then you got to think about parasites and stuff like that too, man. These parasites control our minds, and we don't know nothing about it because we're not informed with this. But yeah, man, we got parasites. Why you think people say they have I got a sweet tooth? Or late at night when you want to go to the store, you just craving for some sugar or something. Those parasites. And a lot of times, man,
You're feeding the parasite.
yeah. That's why sometimes, I mean, I've had,
That's deep, bro.
and I even pay attention to myself. Sometimes, like when I'm in the midst of having a craving, I'm completely separated from it, and I can feel it. I can tell. Even like say if I choose a time to indulge, and I'm eating it, and I'm eating it, whatever it is that I know that I don't want to eat, and it's not good for me, but I'm eating it. And I'm in my mind like, damn, feeling bad. Like I know I ain't supposed to be eating it. But it's another part of me like, boy, this shit good as fuck. You feel me? But you know, it's that other side of you like, man, damn, this shit is not wrong. I'm gonna feel horrible after this.
Right.
About 35.
Yeah,
Right.
but you got somebody else, like you got something else controlling you, having you just in that shit. It's crazy, man. When you learn more about parasites, we don't know nothing about it, man. But yeah, it's in the meats, it's in a lot of shit, bro.
No, that's so true.
It's crazy, bro.
That's true.
A lot of shit we don't know nothing about, bro. Tap in.
Yeah, like I've seen experiments where I forgot what they use, maybe vinegar or something, and they put it on certain meats, and just the worms and parasites start to appear out of it. And I'm just like, my God, bro, this what we've been eating all these years?
Yeah.
There's no telling how many worms and whatever you got all inside you and whatnot.
Yeah, and it multiplies, man. They build colonies in you.
Sheesh.
That's why I had heard something one day about it's crazy how we go out our way to deworm our dogs, but we don't deworm ourselves.
Woo!
That's just so crazy, man.
Whole lot of shadow talk.
Wow.
I never thought about that. That's a good one right there. I'm gonna take that. That's a good one. I never thought about that. That's so true, bro. You deworm and do all the freaking shots on the dog and whatnot. But actually, I remember my homeboy back in the day when I first became plant based. He put me on this like detoxing where it helps you detox. You take these herbal pills and you fast for like a couple weeks. And I think you also do a juice fast in the middle of that and stuff like that. And it just gets the heavy metals out of you, the worms, it kills a lot of stuff off. I know pumpkin seeds I've heard is really powerful to kill off a lot of the parasites and worms and stuff like that.
Papaya seeds as well.
Papaya seeds, you know. Cause see, bro, I always tell people, I'm like, instead of jumping into the pharmaceutical world, like go the holistic route first. Cause I guarantee you'll heal over here. Because then over here you're gonna get on this pill, then they're gonna put you on that pill, and you know what I'm saying?
That's because it's not constructed well where we didn't grow up trusting the natural sources. We grew up trusting
The doctor.
The doctors and the indoctrination. When the indoctrination is like it's a structure set in play for you. When you grow up, everything is already handed to you. Here, 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 here. So when everything is already handed to us, we don't want to think about nothing else. We don't want to figure out no other route. If somebody tells us about something else, I feel like I'm just going off into the wilderness because I got everything handed to me right here. It's set for me. So how can this be wrong for me? How can this be bad for me? It's for me.
Yeah.
That's
That
the
mentality.
illusion.
Right.
That's the illusion. But
Right.
little do people know that you got what God created right here to heal your body. Your body is already designed to heal itself. You're not even supposed to be sick. But you know, because what we constantly are taught to put in our bodies, it stops the healing process and it's killing us slowly. But you know, we're created to heal fast.
Right.
So imagine if you're using the tools that was created by God and came from the earth in order to help you heal faster and to thrive and to feel great and to tap in, you know? So yeah, man, it's crazy, man. It's wild out here.
Yeah. No, it really is, man.
You know?
But I will say this level of consciousness is really growing. Like when you look at Atlanta has a huge plant-based community out there now. Like just all the different restaurants and groups that are forming. So I think it is growing, and more people are becoming aware. But the biggest drug dealer on the block is the pharmaceuticals. You know what I'm saying?
Because it gets the ingredients, it takes away the pain or whatever you're dealing with real quick.
Right.
And that's almost like catering to your emotions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something that make you feel good temporarily, just so you can get over it real quick. That's almost like the same with them pills. I'm gonna give
Yeah,
you
I'm not
something.
really healing you.
Yeah, I'm not healing you.
Right.
I'm not telling you what you need to hear. I'm telling you what you want to hear. You feel me? So once you take that, you pop that, and that shit go away, you like, oh shit, I'm healed. I'm good.
Yeah.
But then you don't realize that when it keeps coming back, you become dependent on that same drug because you like the feeling of the instant recovery. We are no longer patient. We are no longer willing to take the long road to anything anymore because everything is given to us so fast. We love the convenience. We in love with it. We're addicted to it. So anything outside of convenience, we kind of like, I don't want to do it. I ain't really with that.
It's set up that way in America too with all the fast food restaurants.
Yeah.
Everything is just convenient.
Convenient as fuck, man. That's like just next thing you know, we're gonna be a bunch of fat ass people just rolling around on some hoverboards, just fat people here rolling.
I think I see that in a movie. There's a movie that talks about that. I forgot what it was. It was Idiocracy or I don't know, but I know what you mean. That's so true, bro.
Yeah,
like,
man. It's set up for us to just be comfortable, so
Yeah.
that we continue. We are set to be comfortable slaves. That's what all that is.
Nah, you ain't lying about that.
We're gonna give y'all all these conveniences to help you enjoy the life of being a slave. It takes your mind away from that.
Right.
So imagine if you ain't got no distractions, you got to ask them questions.
Right.
And that's one thing the higher ups or whomever, powers that be, that's what they don't want the people to do. And they start asking a lot of questions. That's why we distracted by so much. That's why so much people are paid to distract us. Influencers and content creators are paid to just keep distracting you.
Oh, I believe that.
Keep on creating content. That's why this AI is so easy to create AI videos nowadays. Motherfuckers don't even know that it's fake. People out here really thinking these AI videos are real. Now they got it to a point. They got it to a point where people are reacting. They're doing reaction videos off of AI videos, bro. We gone, bro. We gone. We have to.
Wow. I think we're headed to a crossroad where we're gonna have to decide which way we're gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Are we gonna go in this direction, or are we gonna go in that direction? And I believe if we go down the righteous direction, I think a lot of people will get left behind by their own choice.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's
because I remember one thing my bro told me was like, everybody that you think is dead is not only at the cemetery. It's a lot of people that's walking dead. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like
they dead inside.
They dead inside. They not there. They're slaves to the Matrix.
Yeah. Matrix. Yeah, keyword for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I was just talking to somebody about that. It's some because my girl, she never seen the Matrix. So I was like, oh yeah, I gotta show you that shit. I gotta put you on because it's real. It's a simulation. But you know, that's a rabbit hole right there. You gotta tell me.
Hey, look, man, we got plenty more shadow talk for y'all, right? This right here should let y'all know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I just want to say, man, this is just definitely a much needed conversation. And these are the type of convos we need to have in general for us to really continue to better ourselves as humans, mankind, and continue going further, man. So y'all definitely continue to stay tuned in, man. We got members on here, man. Plug in what you got coming up, man. Let them know where they can follow you at.
All right, man. So for one, what we got coming up next is we got Players Club, man. Definitely a vibe type of event coming up. That's going to be on April the 17th. April the 17th, be on the lookout. You can follow me on Instagram at Members Only Zone, or you can catch me on Facebook at Xavier Packer. So once we got a video, we got an episode, not an episode. We got an event coming out on the 17th, April 17th, and we got an event coming out on April the 24th. I got a show coming out, so tap in. Man.
Big 2-4, man. Yo, appreciate you coming on the platform, my brother. And I also wanted to thank you for bringing me on the Soul South with a podcast. That was a great one. You had Dre on that one. That was awesome, man. I love the whole session.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure, bro. But yo, man, y'all go tap into my brother, man, members only.
Yeah, yeah.
Get those spirit guns loaded. Whole lot of shadow talk coming. Stay tuned, man. Tune.